Whew. I fell asleep. Birdie knows me. I fell asleep, forgot to set my alarm. So we are live now. let me let me get us ready now because now I have my microphone. So we're gonna see if people come in because yes, I did fall asleep. So we're gonna see if I need to redo this at a different day, y'all. So let me tell y'all, this is my life. I went and sat down for a few minutes. It was like 6:30. I was like, okay, we're gonna go live at 7:30. Got everything set up. I just woke up and was like, I was supposed to be doing something. In my head, it was like tomorrow morning. Whew, I kid you not. So if you are coming in now and see that I am live, go ahead and say something so I know. And we can talk. What are we talking about tonight? I can't even remember. Social media and how to get through it through the holidays. So I'm going to give it a few minutes, see if people are, still available. If not, I understand. Me and my new microphone, we understand. I have to give her a name. And then it's going to be on. I feel so podcastish now that I have it. But I will say this. I have noticed how I listened to it. I was like, man, this is clear and beautiful. I get it now. I needed a microphone this whole time. So here we go. So let me know if you all are here. I see people coming in. I see people. So if you could leave a comment, and then we will get started. Until that time, I will do the Jeopardy theme. Do 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 do. Chantel out. Thank you for checking on me. Thank y'all for being worried and concerned and all that other good stuff. So I slept for 2.5 hours. See, this is why I'm up in the middle of the night, because of moments like this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, okay. Hey. All right. Let me get it together, y'all. All right. So let's get to talking. Whew. Now, let's just get to talking about how social media is like, it can really make somebody feel some type of way, especially at times like this during the holiday season. Social media will make you feel like you aren't doing enough. And we already know that this is a time of year where the suicide rate is extremely high, based on the expectations of the end of the year, which is, you should be around people. You should be having this fabulous, picture perfect end of year's holiday season. And, if you don't have it, it can be one of the loneliest times of year. They're talking about it's the most wonderful time of the year. But the reality is that this can be one of the worst times of the year because of the expectations of it. So I want you to understand that those expectations aren't real, and you don't have to live up to them. And if it makes you feel some type of way, get off of social media, because like one of the things that is prevalent on YouTube is Vlogmas. Understand, Vlogmas is not because people just love doing all this, but creators tend to. It used to be traditionally you made a lot of money. You could make more money on ads during December. The ad rate was higher, and it ain't really necessarily been that way lately. So people, that was the reason why everybody put out content all the time. And part of the content that people put out is like these perfect, fabulous moments. They're running around, they're with family, they're having cocoa, they're, playing in the snow, they're doing all these things that just seem so fabulous. Y'all know that most of that shit is staged, right? Um, so by watching things like that, you can feel like, oh my God, I need to get it together. And then on top of it, we used to just have like YouTube and then Facebook, and now we have the proliferation of all this content on IG and Instagram. I mean, on TikTok, telling us all these things we need to be doing, the way our tree should be looking. Y'all, I mean, like, and we're not even going to discuss Elf on the Shelf. I mean, the things that you see that everyone is acting like should be normal looks exhausting to me. Or am I going crazy? And so, if you are a type of person who gets caught up in that, you can feel overwhelmed and you can feel lacking if you are not doing all these things, or any of these things. Shit, you ain't got to do none of that shit, okay? So I'm saying that, if I'm being real, if it can make you feel that way, get off of social media. Because and I get it, because like for me, let me tell y'all what I is the vacations. Vacations used to do it for me. Like, look at all these people vacationing, and I'm not. Then I found out some of that shit green screen in it. So then I was like, oh, okay. But it was like, oh my God, look at how it's like you could be looking at stuff like, hey, everybody, you could be looking at things like how perfect people's houses look and how perfect like their decorations are. Their house is perfectly decorated, and they're baking cookies, and and while the carolers are singing outside, and it'll make you feel like you are not living correctly. Can we just give something to this microphone? A little something to the microphone. I will be naming her soon. So I want us to, I want everybody to be honest. If looking at all these things that people are doing, so, and understand that a lot of this shit is for the gram, right? Right? It's for likes. It's for that, right? Um, Understand that stuff is done with intention, and the intention is to get views. So if you understand that's the intention, it can calm you down. Because honestly, I used to I'd be like, damn, I don't do nothing. I would, the first few times when I was really, getting into YouTube, I was like, dang, I need to step my game up. Because, these people I mean, you see these people, their vlogmases are intense. I mean, they are, they're out there having snowball fights, their families coming together like in the first week of, it'd be like, damn, right? Which will then make you feel like, wow, my life sucks. And if you are already feeling a type of way, you can spiral down. And that is why, besides the fact we already know that this can be one of the most depressing times of the year, that it can become worse. So the first thing, if you kind of feel those twinges, I suggest you stop looking at it. But I also want to say this. I think, it's so easy for us to look at what we don't have and become sad and miss the things that we do have, and feel grateful. So I think if looking at social media is getting you like at this point where you feeling like, damn, that's just fucked up, I think it's time for you to step back away from it and then take a few minutes to even just. I have this gratitude journal, and one of the things it says is be grateful for the things you don't even think about. Because I think that sometimes we forget about these little things that make our life much easier that we can be grateful for. I'm grateful Amazon exists. You know why? Because I can sit here and order my life away and I ain't got to leave my house if I don't feel, and the stuff comes to me. I am grateful for that. I don't know about y'all, but I be grateful for that. You know, I am grateful, that and even though these kids get on my nerves, I'm grateful I got a job that I get paid for all year, and I get stuff like 2 weeks off for Christmas, where I can like decompress, much needed decompression before I have to go back at it. And then I can look forward to my summer vacation. Where I've got a few weeks off where I don't have to do a damn thing if I don't want to. I'm grateful for that. I am grateful for, my Wi-Fi working, kicking in and working. I am grateful for my new microphone. I swear to y'all, I'm gonna be like, "Hi, welcome to Late Night with Lulu." I swear we gonna have that. Just so I could do that. Just so I could do that. Just so I could do that. Anyway, so she is pink. Let me drink some water to clear out my throat. Listen, I'm supposed to have a whole video up on the other channel. It's sitting there. I gotta do a thumbnail as soon as I get off of here. I am grateful for Joma Shop. Even though they've gotten a lot of my money, I have saved so much money that I was able to buy more fragrances that I didn't really need to buy but wanted. Hey, Mark. So, so find things that you can be grateful for, right? Find the things that you can be grateful for, and then and let those be the things that are your beacons during this time. Instead of letting ourselves feel like, oh my God, my house isn't decorated. My house isn't decorated right. Oh my goodness, I don't have this right. You are always accidentally winning auctions. You can't accidentally win them if you don't bid, right? B is still at home. She is not. She's still having contractions, off and on. They have not become consistent. She's tired and ready to be, right. So, it's like, so cut up because listen. It's like I even had to rein myself in because I was like, oh my God, I need to, decorate the house a little more. But you know what I said? I said, you know what? These kids is happy with these Christmas lights and how the tree looks right now. And when it's time for me to put everything, I'm gonna finish up under the tree and then they're gonna be good, right? Right, right. And so I had to say, okay, you know what? I can do a little more next year. I can add on here. It's going to be, because it's all about the budgets. It's all about how much you have to spend. It's all about a lot of things. And so you have to be willing to say, I'm okay right here at this moment. Yes, my house ain't perfect, but you know what? When I light up that Christmas tree, the kids love it. And it's about them and it's not about everybody else. So if you can for people who feel themselves being feeling alone, because I can't imagine being in a space where I was alone, really truly alone at this time of year, um, right? So it's okay to say, right, and shop them Christmas gifts in January. So it's okay to have a little bit but we must learn, especially now, to be content with what we have, because we are so inundated with images and all of this that says you need to be here, right? And saying, I need to do more. I need to get it together. That we don't see that it's actually not bad. We are, you know, we tend to be our worst critics anyway. And then when you sit around and see all this social media madness, then it makes it even worse. And speaking of social media, and I mean, it's just like you see people, working so hard, trying so hard to be popular. On top of it, then you have the people who are trying to be popular on social media, and they are just like losing it and just upset with life, with themselves, when they are not getting what they feel like. Let me tell you, it took me some time to just figure out, I'm just gonna do things and enjoy it, and I can't worry about, whether people watch it all the time or whatever. Put out the content if I choose to. And let me tell you, I've been doing this for a long time. But it also means part of me still doing content, and this is real, was to work on my um one of my issues has always been I could start something and be like, fuck, never finish it, no, not complete it, just be like, okay, I'm bored with it, not go ahead and move on to something new. That has always been my way. So part of me staying on social media and doing things like live streams and stuff was part of me working on not just giving up, because it's so easy to give up on things and feel like, oh, this isn't working. And so that was part of how I started out and just pushed myself, because it's so easy for somebody like me, the Aries in me, get bored with some shit, be like, oh, okay, well, this ain't working, and keep it moving. So this was part of me working on that weakness of mine, which was not pushing through something and starting something and not finishing. So this is part of the reason why I'm still doing it. Not because I'm feeling like, oh my, because let me tell you, when I started out, I had all those dreams of grandeur, and I was going to be a huge YouTuber, I was going to have a huge following, and blah blah blah, and yada yada yada. Well, it hasn't happened that way. And and it's like there's this point where it would be easy to just be like, I'm done with it. But then I said, but I really do enjoy doing it. So this is an outlet. So it had to become an outlet for me in content and everything else. Don't get me wrong. I think about content. I think about what I should be doing. Don't do it all the time. But it's also a way for me to work through that for me, which would be like, fuck y'all, I'm out of here. And I don't give exit speeches. I just disappear. So just so you know. So if you are a content creator on any platform, yes, growth is great. Yes, getting all those views and all those likes, which ultimately, subconsciously, we want all that stuff, right? But we also have to learn patience. Like, this is a way for me to learn some patience, things like that. That's what it was. And also to really follow through and plan and things like that. That's what I'm not good at, and I'm trying to get better at. And so that's like every year I try to get a little bit better. Some years are better than others. Some moments are better than others, but they're not, So that's that. So I'm saying that for everybody with social media, figure out what you get from it that's good, and then stay there. Like, for instance, one of the things I do enjoy about social media is I have met so many fabulous people and been able to connect with them either in real life or from in real life or in virtual life, where we have, we talk, we meet up, we, whatever. We do all those things that are ways of having connections that I probably wouldn't have had. And as I get older, I become more of an introverted extrovert, which means, especially with, the panorama, which made us all become isolated. And, yes, I like people, but I'm good with not seeing them. So this way I still have some connection to people. And new friendships and things like that. And so if you look and hone in on the part of social media that gives you pleasure, then you'll lose some of that dislike of it. Like, one of the things I have to do, honestly, with Facebook, because Facebook is the one where you really see more things. A lot of times, I guess, for Twitter, for some, um, is I have to scroll past like the negativity, and at my age, all the death notices, honey. I'm like, Facebook is becoming the new obituaries. I was like, stop, please. I was like, mm-mm. So, so if and I'm sorry to get a little sad. I was like, okay, you can't be looking at this stuff because this will take you out. Speaking of stuff from Joma Shop, I did get a little something. Speaking of Joma Shop, speaking of Joma Shop, I didn't know about a tester. I thought about it. As long as it's got a top, I'm okay. Maybe I did buy a tester being cheap. Right. Speak of the devil. Now let me tell y'all something. I did not know I needed this microphone as much as I do until I listened to myself today on it, and I said, "Damn, I sound deliciously good. I sound deliciously good." Don't you love how they put tester not for sale, not for sale, not for sale, as you have a tester that was for sale? Lipstick fever. I've heard good things. I don't know what this is. We're gonna see. Oh, I kind of like it. Yes, kind of like it. Got a little raspberry going on. Little raspberry going on, right? Tester not for sale, not for sale. As I have a bottle of it. Oh, I like it. It's good. Okay. So anyway, it is Lipstick Fever by Juliet Has a Gun. And let me tell you, that was one of those times when it was like, why did you buy that? You weren't even thinking about it. I was not even thinking about it. Now, I hope, let me just say this as we start having a little conversation. I hope what I said, some thoughts about it will, help you get through the the holiday season and all that other good stuff. Girl, this thing was 40 some dollars. So yeah, let me tell you, this is when you know you that person, right? I'm at work today, and he's one of my, he's my work buddy, and he was like, he's on TikTok too, whatever, and he's into action figures. But anyway, he was talking about, yeah, I went and got my wife some stuff for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, yeah, I got her. Julia has a gun, not a perfume, because she really likes it. I paid like $150 for it. I said, you paid what for what? I said, let me show you what you should have paid. I said, I'm into perfume. Why didn't you just ask me about it before you went and bought this? He paid $150 for Julia Has a Gun. When I showed him how much it would have been, he was sick. He was sick. Because it was half price. It was like $75 on fragrance buy. He was like, oh man. I was like, I told you. I told you. Don't do that. He bookmarked fragrance buy on his phone. I was like, when he said Julia, I was like, "Oh, you paid retail for Julia Has a Gun?" Oh, I mean, the price of a Julia Has a Gun home is quite delightful. I was like, no, don't pay full price. Don't pay full price, y'all. I for real legitimately have to go in on Friday to sit in a room and sit on my computer and watch some virtual shit. Or B, right? Or B, what is it? I mean, it's going to be an online thing, but it's virtual. It's like, why couldn't I just did this from the comfort of my bedroom? Ugh. Right, Julia had his wallet. This smells good though. Did I absolutely need it? Whew, right, that's my thing. Yes, off for 10 days. Yes. But you know what? I'm going to be grateful that after that day, I don't have to see or be bothered with my job for 2 weeks. And it's so interesting. I'm making sure I'm closing out everything, so I have to think about my job. Like I owe a long-term plan. That long-term plan will be done tomorrow before I walk out the door. Because kids are out at 12. We can't leave till about 3 o'clock. So I'm going to finish that up, turn it in, and be done. Because I did my IEP report cards today. So those are all done. I'm going to finish my grading. I'm going to sit there and grade my stuff. And then I am going to enjoy my Christmas time. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to enjoy my Christmas time. I guess I'll probably think about work around Sunday. Oh man. Oh, oh, oh man. I can't believe I slept for 2.5 hours. I'm still sleepy. Just a tad bit sleepy. So after I get off of here, I will do the thumbnail and there will be a video coming up on the other channel. Make sure you go watch that. Make sure that you're liking this. So let's just talk about kind of the future plans over here, because this channel is sort of like my chill channel. We get on here, we chit chat and everything. So I think that with what I'm doing now, because we're gonna do a few more things about intentionality getting into the beginning of the year, right? So I think I'm going to make sure that at least once a week I have a focused live stream when we talk about, things, what's going on, and just, things like goddess energy, things like that. I'll be putting that over here and making sure that I have some intentionality on this channel too, because this channel has become a much more, this is my social chit chatty channel, but I do want to, like, by breaking up the things that I want to talk about, this is where this needs to be, mainly because it just doesn't fit in with what I've been doing on that channel. I am planning some things over there too, and so we can talk about them. Is anybody there? Did y'all hear that? I'm just curious because I just hit the mic. People be doing that. Hello, is anybody home? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to do that. This is like my new toy, so I'm playing with it. I'm just playing with it, okay? But anyway, because people do that. Hello, is anybody home? Um, I know, I could do the ASMR with this mic and have a good time with it. Hi, hello, 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 hello. I saw somebody doing that. That's my right. We know I would, me and it, I would be the hated ASMR because I don't take it seriously. They'd be like, she's not taking it seriously because the ASMR people be serious. But okay, don't get me started on ASMR because y'all know how I feel about it. But so just like with the other side of the channels, the other channel, there's certain content that I want to put up, but I have to put it up in some way. So like, doing skincare, it's always going to be a nice, cute little short because people don't really watch my skincare videos. So there's a thing, that little algorithm, that pesky little algorithm, you don't want to put up a lot of things that people aren't watching because then YouTube say, ain't nobody watching you. Okay, cool. Um, so though the shorts will be where I can put content up because that has a whole separate thing going on, and it doesn't hurt anything, but it also can help. So if you're looking for things like skincare content, things like, even if I do makeup, like lipstick swatches, they will be there. I just have to work on making sure it's like a minute because they have to be a minute or less on YouTube, or they not shorts, and then it's just not the same. So anyway, just giving y'all a little heads up, on what's going on, right? And oh, they YouTube is pushing shorts to the point that, as somebody who does content, they send out they be sending out, here's how you could do great on shorts, but the thing about shorts is, of course, you don't make a lot of money on them. And that's what I saw somebody talking about. It's like the only thing that shorts really does. Oh, so your kids were annoyed. That's interesting because they really think, because they feel like, that TikTok is so popular. They're trying, make sure that they keep audience here. And so, but the thing with it is that the only thing that it does do, because they have a tendency to, the shorts has a different thing going on, a separate, so it can help you be seen by different people because of that. But you don't make that much money on them because they're shorts. And so that's part of the problem they're having is, right. Ah, oh, TikTok has longer format. TikTok is up to 10 minutes. They have it because TikTok is coming for YouTube, and then YouTube is trying to snatch from TikTok. It's quite interesting watching because, like, for instance, being on TikTok, I've gotten surveys to fill out in reference to longer formatting, and things that we like, and like, because they're trying to make their Creator Studio more robust, similar to YouTube's Creator Studio. So it's like they are in competition with each other right now, and unfortunately, I don't know how that will pan out, right? Well, that's kind of the way you should do it anyway. Is kind of repost. The issue for me is that on TikTok now, it's actually better to do longer pieces because that's what they're kind of promoting more. So if you do things that are over a minute, then they're over there. And I'm so terrible with reels over here on IG, but I'm trying to do all that. So I'm trying to like do everything and post it everywhere, because it's really not so much that you have to do. You just got to keep reposting. And I get lazy, y'all, and I don't repost. So, like, I'm going to have to, like, really put in the honest say, okay, repost this here, here, and here. And then, the ones that are longer, put them here, here, and here, and make sure that I do those things just to keep the content flowing. It's a part-time job. And so you have to really like be like, okay, am I really up for the part-time job? But the part-time job really doesn't take that long. It just means you got to take a few minutes to do it. Like doing some of the stuff takes me like all of 2-3 minutes, but it's like stop forgetting to do it, Louise. So I'm working on my forgetfulness factor. My forgetfulness factor. Like I need to do something for IG, Instagram in a few minutes when I get off of here since I'm away. Um, there I have to look for a new app. I used to have apps that I could do that on, but I haven't used them in so long because it used to be you could use Hootsuite and things like that. So I just have to find them. But you really can't schedule. You still have to physically kind of go on and be like, okay, like you can set up a drafts on TikTok and just have them sitting in TikTok, and then you can open up the drafts and post them, but you still have to do that manually, sort of. There's probably something out there. I'm just like, I don't want to put another app on my phone. I am over the apps. So, yeah. So, I have to like work on those things, put them, do those things better, see how I'm going to do them, and all that good stuff. So, and it's all about, not necessarily figuring. You're always trying to figure out new content. You're always trying to figure out how to, for me, let me tell y'all something. One of the things that is a challenge for me is to do things like consistently, and I don't mean like just doing a video, but you know how people do their weekly trays. There is not an option to save lives. Okay, here's the funny thing. It does save lives on TikTok, but it's on the back end, and I don't know how you can actually rebroadcast a live. It keeps it up there for a certain amount of time, and I don't know how you rebroadcast the lives. And that's one of the things that I'm challenged with because my other phone died, is actually doing lives on TikTok and lives on here, because that is more labor intensive because you're on at a certain time and everything. So it does take a little more time out of me doing it. So I have to figure out how to get those things done too, um, and put that on my calendar and making sure I can do that. Yeah. Really? So I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna have to do some research in that, because if I could put my IG, but I've never really seen that on TikTok where people do that. Now, IG, the lives do save. You can save, have them stay on. So IG, your lives can. But the problem I have with IG is part of Facebook. And the enter the conversation is so off, it's terrible. And what I mean is that I don't see the lag time is so long, it's hard to deal with from a standpoint of being a lot talking live with people. I don't I haven't, yeah, it moves kind of slow. And I don't know, probably because I don't go live enough on there, people don't jump on my lives as much. But it really does make it difficult because it's like it's really slow talking. So I guess unless people are really just talking, you don't see it as much. Because let me tell you, these children love doing lives, IG lives. That's how they keep their beef up. Did y'all know that? That's how kids keep up their beef. They do IG lives now. They get on there and talk shit about each other. And then, everybody gets on there and makes comments and they let people on. It's just a hot mess. Well, my Facebook is definitely, uh, because honestly, I don't look at Facebook anymore. Hi, Birdie, as a space where I do content because the way Facebook is set up is pretty, it's not like what we do. That's why they try to get you to do those reels. And the Facebook reels suck to me. So, I don't know. I'm trying to use IG more again. So I'm working on that, actually posting on IG. So I have to make sure that when I post on Instagram, I post on IG, right? Right? So then, but once again, I have to look at how I do content because, doing content, you gotta have your equipment. You gotta be, available. I'm tired, but what I have to do, one of the things I'm working on is when I'm awake, whether no, it's not about keeping make the perfume hoarding a secret. It's just that I look at this as business to a certain extent. And on Facebook, you don't get, it's all about the people you know. It's not like it really reaches out to other people. So what's the point? Because the reality is, and this is what I always tell people, is that the people you really know, don't support these type of things. You know what I'm saying? So often people start, this is the biggest one of the biggest mistakes I see people do. They start something on YouTube or something like a channel or whatever, and then they get on Facebook and they like, come support my channel, blah blah blah. Ask the people they know. I made the same mistake, but the reality is those people are not going to watch your content. They might subscribe to you out of being nice, but they're not going to really watch your content. The only people going to watch your content are people who are interested in your content. And a lot of times they're not interested in those things. So therefore, they're just a wasted subscription because then that makes it look like people aren't watching you. Because the algorithm of course looks at, okay, your ratio of how many people are subscribed to you versus how many people watch you. And like for this channel, like I've always said, one of the biggest things that happened on this channel that was good in the moment but wasn't good was when that HIV video kind of went low key viral. It did get me quite a few immediate subscribers, but those weren't subscribers who were into makeup. So it didn't help me. It just it actually didn't help me because those people who were subscribed to me watching that over the years really don't watch my content. So they're just like there. And let's just be honest, unless you really look at your subscriptions, if you're not watching that channel, YouTube, even if you're subscribed to it, stops showing it to you because that's not content that you're looking at. So therefore, it's a wasted subscription because you're not getting the views from them, but you're getting the negative feedback from them because it's hurting the fact like, oh, you got all these subscribers, but ain't nobody really watching you. So that's how it becomes problematic. And so that's why it's like so doing that, asking the people that you know to like, oh, subscribe, 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 that's not a good thing. Yeah. So that's why, like I said, um, things like Oh, and a lot of people, that's true. But a lot of people just subscribe to that and they really don't watch me because, that was the thing that compelled them to see me. Thank goodness it slowed down so I don't see all them comments from it. And I mean, hey, that video actually got my friendship with JC started. So hey, it's done some good things over the years. Um, but yeah, so those are the kind of things that happen. So um, that's why you see people do certain type of content all the time, because if that's the content people are looking at, that's the content they're looking at. And it's kind of sad because there's so many people that I've been, watched over the years, lost touch with, who put out really good content, but no one's watching them. And so they are really doing it for themselves or whatever. And that's what compels them, and that's fine. But it's kind of sad because you do see the people who you going, why are you popular? So, that's that part there. Why are you popular? But hey, it is what it is. And so, when you're doing things like this, you do really have to be intentional and have to work on your intentionality in order to make it work. And I will say this, even if your intentionality isn't to like become a huge YouTuber, you do want to see growth. And that's why I tell people, you have to be honest with yourself. You want to see some growth for what you're putting out there. Even if you're not thinking, oh, I'm gonna be this huge YouTuber, you do want to feel like people are watching you and hey, okay, because it has to be, it's tough when you put out content, you put your whole soul in it. I don't. So let me just be honest. I am, we know who I am. I'm a very laid back YouTuber now. There was a time when I wasn't. And, it's not like I sit up and like I used to do years ago. But of course, I was doing beauty content, making sure that I put on my full face of makeup, making sure that I look a certain way, my hair is fluffed out correctly in order to do content. It's like you're preparing yourself to do it and then having to do it and then no one's watching. Mm-mm. Or but for some people sometimes it's a good justification for what you want to spend your money on, though. Even if nobody's watching I think sometimes some people continue doing it because it makes us feel okay with the money we spend on things that other people will look at us like, why are you doing it? But if you say, oh, I got a YouTube channel, people kind of will leave you alone. I think there's some of that going on, and it can be therapeutic. So I think some of that, right? Ooh, I see a lot of that, baby. You see a lot of that. And here's the things that you see, especially since we're gonna talk about, let's have a little conversation. Now let's just have the conversation. I'm gonna need people who buy followers, buy subscribers to understand that you gonna tell me, oh, you better send me a message. You better send me a message because I know who it is. Um, uh, but like I sometimes I'm looking at people and I'm like, what? Right? It's like, what? Like for instance, like seeing somebody who has like really large follower numbers, but the engagement does not translate. You're going, huh, okay. And like for instance, even with IG, let me tell you the biggest mistake I did. And so anybody who's doing IG, don't do this because I've been on IG for years. But what I did with IG was I never opened up a new IG account like when I was doing, other content. I just changed the name of my and put the content on there, which means that I have followers from years ago that I don't even interact with. They don't interact with me. Some of them ain't really on IG anymore because they were on there, yay, and we get bored with shit. So I haven't done it recently, but I know some of y'all know that I went through my IG and I went through all my followers and I went through all the people I was following and I unfollowed people and I took people off my followers list because you can't do that. So I went through and got rid of close to 1,000 followers. I just got tired of doing it, so I stopped. But I literally got rid of 1,000 followers because I was like, I don't even interact. We don't interact, so let me get rid of you. And so if you have an older IG and you're still using it, and you're putting certain content up that you want people to look at, go through your IG and get rid of the followers that you feel like ain't looking at your stuff. Because it's better to have a smaller amount of followers that are engaging with you than to have a huge amount and ain't nobody talking to you. Yeah. Yeah, and I need to go back in and get rid of some more because I'm like, I don't even talk to you. You don't look at my content like that. So, you know, girl, keep them people on your list and then do this. Post up a picture of yourself. You'll get a lot of likes. Throw up a semi thirst trap picture and you'll get a lot of likes. Works every time. Works every time. Works every time, honey. If I go into my bed, throw up a little picture from over my head with my hair splayed out, and you get a hint of boob, right? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I love doing that. That's the thing on my Facebook. I actually have a group. I'll be like, okay, I'm about to throw out a thirst trap picture, and then do that, and you will get the quickest way to get people to talk to you on Facebook is to post a picture of such and such, and they will like run and start posting. I do it every once in a while just to, and I'm so always so amused because it'll be like people will never talk to me, and it'll be 300 comments and 300 pictures. Right, right. They be like, you say post a picture, and people post them pictures. Post them pictures. All you gotta do is say post a picture. That's like, right. And the ones who want to post, that's why you have to post a picture, one picture of yourself. Because if you don't, you have people who will give you a whole photo shoot. You be like, I'm gonna delete you if you put out more. So, oh, I need to wash my hair. That's what I'm gonna be on my agenda for this weekend is to wash my hair and deep conditioner. Because now I have all this deep conditioner that I bought and I ain't used it. But I'm sending out everything to everybody tomorrow. Everything's ready. I've got to just wrap these things up. I got to tape all these boxes and get everybody's stuff out. So y'all won't get it by Christmas, but it'll be like a little Christmas present to yourself because it'll probably get there the day after Christmas. So just all of them are ready to go. Right, I gotta go to sleep too. It's 10 o'clock. Well, I gotta finish this video. I'm gonna do another something or another. I'm gonna do another something or other while I'm awake before I pass out. By the way, let me tell you the worst show I started watching. NCIS Sydney. I can't make this up. I'm watching NCIS Sydney. Did y'all know that's a thing now? Okay, if you didn't, don't put it on me if you watch it. Okay. All right, y'all. I will talk to you all later. You all have a great night. It was good talking to you all. It would have been longer if I woke up on time. Don't. Good night, y'all. Good night.